What's up, y'all? Kyle Hamilton here. I want to give a quick shout out to Lucas, Connor, and Ryan in the Week 0 podcast.
Jackson rolling out, 3rd and 7 after the penalty, and it's a completion to Kuma. He's still running. Kuma breaks free against a tired defense as the Hokies deliver the dagger here in Tallahassee. Empty look for Richardson. Oh, that is danger! Oh my! Keidron Smith cuts inside, and he's gonna six it in the swamp. Cat scratch fever Smith.
DJ is picked off, intercepted again by Benjamin Morrison. Here goes Morrison down the sideline. Can he go? Yes, he can. Touchdown, pick six, Benjamin Morrison. Nix drops back underneath. Touchdown, Ducks. Wow. Chase Pelham.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Week 0 podcast, where Macon doesn't look impressed.
Sorry, I was zoned out. I was
just had a complete zoned out. I wouldn't say it was a resting bitch face, but it was definitely like just a complete resting face. You're just like, just whatever. But welcome to the Week 0 Productions, Week 0 podcast. I am Connor, sad VTech man, because my Orioles just got swept out of the playoffs. Yay. That sucked. And to my left is my main man, Macon. Are you a baseball fan? Not really?
Yankee fan.
Oh, right.
I was rooting for the Orioles, though. Even though they're in the same division, like, I root for the
There
Orioles.
you go. Yeah, so, yeah. But it was whatever they could do beyond in the postseason was just icing because no one really thought they were going to be as good this year as they ended up being. So
yeah, they're young. They got a lot.
It'll be next year. The only worry is that I'm afraid that the owner's not going to do what needs to be done and not sign Gunnar and Adley and those guys to extensions like he should, or not allow the GM to spend money or make trades, like big time trades to supplement the team, and it'll just be a waste of a window. So, but we'll see. So, excuse me. So let me present this. Sure if I just had it ready. Which one is it? Ooh. Is this one? Yes, it is that one. So here's the two maker. Actually, I will quickly re-show this tab. This is last week's. I just saved it real quick. So we, of course, had the Giants at the very bottom with Evan Neal being utter shit, which sucks because I thought he was going to be a beast coming out of Alabama. Then we got the Giants O-line, Caleb Williams watch, Purgatory, Wildcard, Division, and Superb Owl. And so this week is a little different. We have Carolina Panthers bad now at the very bottom. Caleb Williams watch for the bad teams, but Carolina Panthers bad is bad. Purgatory, Wildcard, Division, and Superb Owl still. So now that we're kind of finally doing this at the right time and not missing an entire series of games. So let's go back to week 6. Sorry, I did on week 5 trying to do the pick'ems. But overall, no, wait, it was week 5. What the hell am I doing? Oh my God.
We are in week 6, my friend.
I know. I'm getting this all fucked up, dude. Okay. Well, I guess now we can. Even though we did it, so we had the Bears, Caleb Williams watch, right? And then we have Washington. Where's Washington? There's Washington. Purgatory, or is that where we had him? Yes, that's where we had him last week. Yeah, that's where we had him last week. We'll keep him there, obviously, because we had to pick them before. After the game, so that's where we'll keep them there for now. Obviously, it'll change come next week. So, next was the Jags versus the Bills.
I think the Jags proved that they can win some games this year. That's a big win. It was an ugly win.
Yeah, division, would you say?
Yeah, with Anthony Richardson going down, I think they can be division. So
That's fair. And Bills, I'll put in division because they're in the same. They're kind of like, I want to say they're like the Ravens, but I feel like I don't know why, but seeing how this season's going for them so far with all the major injuries, Matt Milano's now out for the season. Suffered like a catastrophically bad leg injury, fractured leg, torn ACL, and stuff. Like I don't even know how that happens where you suffer that combination. Now he's out. Tre'Davious White's out. And Von Miller was on a snap count. He only played like 20 snaps in this game against the Jags. I don't know why, but I get the feeling like this year could end up being like a really badly missed opportunity this year for the Bills. It could almost be like the 2021 Ravens, where the Ravens just had catastrophic amount of injuries, especially on the defense. Yeah. And by the midway point of the season, especially their secondary, they were just a bunch of backups, and that's why Joe Burrow put up those crazy high stats against the Ravens in the 2 games he played against them, because they had none of the corners were starting caliber, the safeties were garbage. They just couldn't stop the pass, and that was like the worst passing defense in the league, and the worst passing defense the Ravens have ever had.
Well, they just can't run the ball. Like, if you're so one-dimensional to the point where you literally cannot run the ball, like you're not going to win so many games. And they're just so
even with Allen, yeah,
they're too.
Yeah, I mean, like
defense is a little suspect. So yeah, I think division's good for them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's weird. Like the Bills, you'll see them. This always happens every year now since Josh Allen got really good. They'll sorry, I got something in my throat. They'll have a streak of like a bunch of good games, and they'll just lose a really bad kind of ugly game that like kind of surprises you. Like last year when they lost to the Dolphins in Miami, that was I think week 3. Obviously that was just bad combination, early season Miami Heat, and just I think there was some injuries and stuff there, but I don't know. I don't know why. I feel like this entire window for the Bills, I think this is like their true last chance, because that entire team is going to get really expensive really quickly with some of the contracts that they need to hand out. So I think that this is unfortunately might be their window. If you want to like say if their window is open or closed, it's like half closed. Because I think after this year, especially with Miami, I think like they got maybe a year or 2 tops, at least with who they have. They'll have to make some changes and hope that they can get some wide receivers, because I'm not sure if Diggs is going to stay there beyond this year. They hope Gabe Davis can take that. Yeah, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, I forgot to put the timer on. Sorry.
You're good.
But well, whatever. Okay, we'll do Falcons-Texans next.
That's a big win for the Falcons.
What do you got? Big win for the Falcons.
Falcons, they're still in wild card territory.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think
where do we have the Texans last week?
We had them in wild card as well. We actually had the Falcons and Caleb Williams watch, so they've actually jumped.
Oh,
really? Do you want to put them in? Do you want to jump them that high from Caleb Williams watch to wild card, or put them midway in purgatory?
They can be in purgatory. That's cool. I thought we had them higher.
Okay. No, we had them low. Texans, I think they're down to purgatory because we had them in wild card. They could jump back up. That was just a game they probably should have won. I feel like they were the better team, unfortunately. But Desmond Ridder now, I saw something. He's never lost a home game ever, or in high school, college, or the NFL. Like he's never lost a home game. So
that's pretty insane.
I guess always take Ridder then.
He actually had a pretty solid game. That might be his best game of his career, honestly.
Yeah, I'd say so. Okay. Next is Lions versus Panthers. Panthers. Was that the Panthers? Yes, it was the Panthers. Yeah, so Panthers are Carolina Panthers bad. Duh. And Lions, I'm going to keep in division. Because outside, I mean, obviously they have to win over the Chiefs, but then they lost that game to the Seahawks. And I think they've just beaten up on a bunch of weaker teams now. But they have like a 2.5 game lead in that division now. Like they could have that division locked down by like end of October. Honestly,
They might lose a couple here and there, but I think if they beat another big team, prove that they're real, like we can bump them up Super Bowl. But
well, they play the Bucs.
They
They play the Bucs this week, so Bucs are a better team than people are thought. So that's
I don't know if
at
that's
the
good enough
Bucs
for us
too.
to bump them up or not. We'll see how badly they beat the Bucs. If they beat them, might be.
Yeah, but and then they play at so they're at the Bucs and then they're at the Ravens week 7. So
yeah, they win both those.
That might,
and they're 6-1. We'll definitely have them up there.
Yeah. So yeah, and then Panthers. I'm not sure. Real quick, do you think the whole Bryce Young situation, trading number 9, and then obviously giving up this year's pick for him, do you think it's fully backfired? Do you think they made the wrong choice, or do you think they should have gone with Stroud, or is it still too early to tell?
I mean, of course you're going to say like they should have gone with Stroud at this point, but we have to remember we're only 5 games in, and I wouldn't consider him a bust by any means just yet. I think he needs. That has to be the worst receiving core in the league.
I'm not saying like he's a bust, but I think it's more of the fact that I think it's just backfired in that we thought they would at least be maybe not bad, but they wouldn't be, in a spot where they're handing the number 1 overall pick back to Chicago. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I didn't expect them to be this bad either.
No, I don't think anyone did, and I think that's what's surprising, and that's what kind of sucks, and I think that's the bigger hindsight is that Chicago obviously everyone thought was going to be better. They also sucked. Everyone thought Carolina was going to be a little bit better. They've sucked even more, and now obviously Chicago's in a position where depending on how the rest of the season goes, Justin Fields, if he keeps the passing up that he's had the last 2 weeks, and they win a few more games, they get at least 3, 4, 5 wins potentially, they might stick with him, right? And then they can trade away that 1 pick to someone who needs a quarterback, and then keep that 2 pick or whatever, or maybe they keep the 1 pick, take Marvin Harrison Jr., first wide receiver to go first overall or something, and then they trade their 2nd pick away or something. I don't know. It's a fascinating kind of thing.
Yeah, we'll
see. To see how it'll line up for Chicago.
I will say that the Texans, as far as Stroud versus Bryce Young, the Texans were low key set up for success this year. I think more than people realize.
They're also just in a weaker. Well, both them and the South, both South divisions are weak, but I think also Texans brought in a bunch of pieces, Dalton Schultz, and you have Nico Collins breaking out. Damian Pierce hasn't done much, but they definitely need to address their O-line. And I think if they address their O-line and maybe get 1 or 2 more defensive pieces, I think they could contend for the division next year in the AFC South. The Texans. It's kind of quick, and I think if the Texans finish 7-9 or 7 with 7-8 wins, are fighting for a playoff spot midway through the season or by the end of the season, usually it's coach of the year goes to the team that makes the playoffs. That's just surprising, but I wouldn't be surprised if D'Amico Ryans got it, because I think he's coach of the year so far.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's very impressive.
They're exceeding expectations.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Same thing with the Cardinals, which we'll get to later. Okay, Colts Titans, which Lucas said this exactly. He said it exactly. He said the Texans were going to lose this game, and he was right. Colts, unfortunately, they're kind of in purgatory, unfortunately, because now they have to deal with Gardner Minshew. I think Titans. Do you want to say purgatory or Caleb Williams watch? I'll keep it. I think Herbert's.
I want to say Caleb Williams watch, but they're going to win more games than they should.
Yeah, that's true.
I
Unfortunately,
think what surprised me about that game is the Titans had such a stout run defense coming into it, and then Zach Moss comes in and puts up 165 yards. Like, that's not.
Yeah, and I think that was hilarious. I think people were like, "Oh, Jonathan Taylor's back," and then he does absolutely nothing, but Moss just goes off. But the reason why the Colts are in purgatory is because obviously they don't have AR-15 now. Gardner's one of the better, if not maybe the best, backup QB in the NFL, but he doesn't bring the same, abilities as Richardson, and they're definitely not as good with Minshew, I think.
I think the next few weeks we're going to find out how good of a head coach Shane Steichen really is, and if he can rework this offense. Because Anthony Richardson wasn't that much different from Hurts. I guess Hurts is a little bit better passer, but like you could run that kind of same offense with Anthony Richardson.
Richardson, with how the offense was looking from what I saw, reminded me of rookie year Lamar with the amount of running, somewhat of the inaccuracy. Lamar was a bit more accurate when he came in halfway through 2018. And Lamar had some fantastic throws, and Richardson's had some fantastic throws. But Richardson's been more inaccurate. I think there was, the game against the Rams, he was like under 40%. He was like 40% completion percentage, right? Like that's not good at all. And clearly, Richardson, we're seeing obviously the whole injury issue and stuff. And I hope it's not another RG3 situation, because
that's what I was thinking. It's gonna end up being like RG3. So,
dude, I know I hate as a Ravens fan and being from Maryland, Baltimore. The Baltimore fans hate the Colts, and Irsay's for leaving Baltimore, right? But like, if the Colts have to go through, they have Andrew Luck, right, and they're set up for success with him, right, and then the injuries catch up with him. They're unable to succeed with him because of mismanagement, not having a good O-line or whatever you want to say for the Andrew Luck thing. He retires. And then you have AR-15, and then you have, and it ends up being an RG3 situation, who was in the same, draft class as Andrew Luck, right, and was taken right after Luck. That's like such a whammy at the QB position that, like, I'd feel sorry for them, honestly. Like, that's difficult for them to have to deal with. And we'll find out this week. It's the Jags, I think, at the Jags at the Colts, or Colts at the Jags, but they play each other. Low-key, though, the Jags own the Colts. Because, remember, even when the Colts were good, they have not won in Jacksonville. I'm not sure if it's in Jacksonville, but the Colts haven't won in Jacksonville in like 12 years. So,
that's
like,
great.
even when the Jags sucked, right? Even when, like, Manning was there, he just couldn't win in Jacksonville. So, yeah, we'll find out. That'll be a good test. Let's go. I guess we'll do my team next. We'll do the Ravens, the Steelers. Dude, despite the Steelers winning, I still think they're like purgatory, because like their offense is like god awful. And I think that's what will ultimately hold them back. They'll still probably, win 9 games like the whole meme with Tomlin is, but I don't think they're good enough.
With the win over the Ravens, even though, it didn't feel right, like you got to put them in wild card after that. I mean, they've beaten some good teams at this point.
Yeah, but even like Steelers fans are like, there have been plenty of Steelers fans I've seen online that don't think they're a good team. And I think
I know that people don't think it, but Mike Tomlin is proving like he knows how to win games. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean, but that wasn't even like they won that. That wasn't even though they won the game. As the Ravens choked it. Like the Ravens, the Ravens should have won by 20 plus.
Yeah,
with drops like that's been the Ravens' MO is for the past 3 years. Is they just lose these games that they shouldn't. I'll put them in wild card for now, but like they lose these games that they have no business losing, right? And obviously
Yeah.
that's a thing. That's obviously a thing in football, college, and NFL. But like you look at, they had 10-point leads against the Jags, the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Giants, all in the fourth quarter, 10 points or more in the fourth quarter last year, and lost all of them. And people would be like, you hear that and think, oh, it's the defense. No, it's the offense just failing to execute, right?
Yeah, y'all's
Self-inflicted
offense
mistakes.
hasn't been good in a couple of years, and I think people expect a lot more this year because Lamar was hurt last year.
I think 2019 is proving to be the year that was their one and only shot potentially with Lamar. More and more as this goes on. That's my thinking, unfortunately. And I won't die on the hill that if Mark Andrews makes the catch on the pass that hit him in the hands and got picked on the Ravens' first drive, he makes that. They're inside the 20 or inside the 25. The Ravens would go out and score and probably win that game because I put him right behind the 8 ball.
Yeah,
Having that picked, I think because that was what the Ravens did. They once they got a lead, the defense would then take over and then would just run the ball, right, and just run it down your throat, and you wouldn't be able to stop them.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's just a combination of the Ravens just self-inflicted mistakes
And injuries.
There's drops. The injuries, yes.
Had the most injured team in the NFL like every single year.
Yeah. 2021, last year. This year, though, the team's getting more healthy, but then Marlon Humphrey, first game back, gets burned on that play, on that touchdown by Pickens. There was no safety help over the top. It was just one-on-one. And so there was no safety help to stop that. And that should have been like 21-0 at halftime. If Bateman catches that touchdown, it's 17. I think it was be 17-0 at that point, and that him square in the hands and he just drops it, and then you kick that field goal that was miscommunicated. Think the center thought one of the Steelers jumped, so then he snapped it. Lamar wasn't expecting it. Neither the offensive line wasn't. So Lamar gets pressure, just throws it for Zay, who it falls incomplete. Right. So that's 20. Right. That's 20-0. Right.
All right, let's head on.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I understand. That must have been painful to watch.
I mean, I could. Thankfully, I was working because I work Sundays, so I only could see the last. Once the Steelers got it when it was 10-3, and then they blocked the extra. Once they blocked the punt, I was like, oh god, nope, that's it. The game is officially lost. We're about to lose this game. Once that happened, I was like, nope, we're gonna lose. Okay, what was next? Giants at Dolphins. Giants are Carolina Panthers bad in my opinion. They're terrible.
They're so
terrible.
They're only
we have to
watch
watch
Saquon comes back.
Yeah, and then we have to watch them on Sunday Night Football against the Bills this week. Oh God.
Yeah, they're gonna get
Dolphins. Demolished. Would you say they're back in Super Bowl or division?
Yeah, I think there's still 4 or 5 teams that should be up there.
Super Bowl,
even though it's only the Giants. I mean, they're 4-1, and their only loss was to a divisional juggernaut. So
yeah, but the Dolphins. The biggest worry for me is their defense, not their offense. Right, their defense. They gave up 48 to the Bills. Gave up what? And then they gave up 30. Who did they almost? And then not the Broncos. Who the hell did they give up a bunch of points to? Dallas. No. Who the hell am I thinking?
The Chargers.
I'm trying to. Chargers. Yes, thank you. So that worries me. Thank you. Obviously, those are 2 good offenses, but still, that's a little worrying. And KTO, have you ever heard of him on YouTube?
No.
So he's known for doing football videos or sports videos. He looked at the previous there's like a graphic that showed that the Dolphins had the most yards through the first 5 games of a season in NFL history, and then he looked at the other 5 or 6 teams that were on that list, and none of them won the Super Bowl. One of them did. All the others either lost to either 2 of them like missed to the playoffs, 3 of them made the playoffs, and either lost in the divisional loss and then lost in the Super Bowl. I think one of them won. So, just because their offense is good is not obviously a given. And then obviously you got to worry. You got to worry about the injuries too. Achan's now out. That hurts me in fantasy. Not our league because I don't have him in our league. Someone else has him, but thank God that I don't have to deal with that. So that hurts because he's now
Another
in the
thing
IR.
you have to worry about with the Dolphins is if the Bills win the division, then they got to go through the wild card, which is just an extra.
That's true. Yeah, I think they need to win they definitely need to win the division to have people come to them. Obviously, they don't want to have to travel to a cold team. I think the Dolphins really need to win the 1 seed because I'm not sure if they can travel and beat cold weather teams. I know that's like kind of a stereotype of the NFL, but it's definitely like something I definitely kind of buy into. That
I do too.
I don't think the Dolphins would be able to beat those teams.
Saints, Pats.
Okay. Saints, Pats. Dear God.
Pats are Carolina Panthers bad at this point too.
Oh my God, dude! It's so glorious to see though that they're finally like bad. I know like they were bad in like the 80s and 90s, or like in the 70s and 80s, part of the 90s, right? But like it's just great to see them be knocked way off their pedestal now and just see how bad of a team they are without Tom Brady, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, I think Bill. I don't think he lasts past this season with how bad they've looked. I think I'm not sure if they're going to fire him, but I think they're going to be force him to retire or resign.
Yeah, I mean, there's no point in him sticking around
even though he's trying to get the win record at this point. Because he's not going to get it this year, I don't think. I think he's like 10 or 11 behind. You'd have at least another 2 years, at least another year, and I don't know, man. It's just clearly Mac Jones isn't the answer.
No, but their team's pretty awful all around on offense.
Yeah,
they have no receivers. Ramondre Stevenson's okay, but no real run.
He's been terrible this year.
Yeah,
Saints.
I put them up to division.
I think, but what holds me back is, sure, their offense they looked good this week, but like. Their offense has still been more hit or miss overall. The defense is what's going to keep them in it, but I'm buying more the Bucs as division than the Saints.
Yeah.
Right. Plus the Bucs beat the Saints straight. Plus the Bucs beat the Saints in New Orleans.
And looking through their schedule, all 3 of their wins were against like shitty teams.
Yeah, that's the thing about the NFC South. I saw, and Nick Wright said this during his tiers segment today. 5 or 6 of their none of the wins that the Saints, the Bucs, or the Falcons have, only one of them is against a team that's currently over 500, and that's the Bucs beating the Saints. So they've all beaten up on worse teams than them, including the Panthers, right? Yeah. They've been the Panthers. 2 of them played the Panthers. They played the Vikings, I think the Cardinals, and like one other team and the Bears. So like those are 5 games against terrible teams, right?
Yeah.
So the numbers are a little inflated, right? Okay. Bucs. Okay. And actually, what I think what we need to do going forward, now that we're on buys, is we keep the teams that are on buys in the same tier, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
I think that's cool. So I think that's fair. So we'll quickly do that. So it was the Bucs because they didn't play. The Browns were wild card. Was it the Seahawks? I think we had Seahawks wild card.
And Chargers.
Yes, thank you. And then Chargers. So Chargers will go in wild card as well. So I think we'll do that going forward. They'll stay there, which I think is fair. You can't move them. They didn't play a game, so you can't really move them up or down.
Yeah.
Okay. Your Eagles
Card.
versus
Oh, you went
the
to the Eagles?
Rams.
Huh? Okay.
We'll do that. Rams. I think they're somewhere between purgatory and wild card.
If they play like they played in the first half every week, then yeah, I mean they'll be a threat. But I don't know if Cup just lost a step or what happened, but I mean, they're dropping passes. Matt Stafford overthrowing him. Second half, like their offense just like shut down. And I want to give as much credit to the Eagles as possible. Don't get me wrong, but like we weren't doing all that much different to really, change the course that much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Eagles will still in Super Bowl. Like we said before the show, you get the Jets, and then you have like an absolute gauntlet of a schedule next.
Yeah. I will say it's nice to see like they're not like trying to be too cute with the run game. Like they're giving Swift like the reins basically until he like proves he can't do it, which is what I think they should have done from the start. Like Kenneth Gainwell is a very fine running back and he does fine for us, but DeAndre Swift is a special talent. I think that people kind of forget about. He's just been injured.
Yeah. Okay. Bengals Cardinals. Cardinals. Caleb Williams watch still.
Yeah.
Bengals. Where did we have him? I put him in there real quick.
We probably had him
in purgatory last week. We had him in purgatory last week.
I'd say leave him in purgatory because they played the Cardinals. Like, Joe Burrow looked better, but it was the Cardinals.
Yeah,
Cardinals have played tough, but I don't think that it's worthy to bump them up. I'm still not sold on that offense. And, we'll see if they can prove it next week, and then we can bump them up.
Yeah, because I mean they play Seattle at home, so Seattle is a 4-1 team that's 4-1 coming in. So we'll see. But like I said, I feel like they have to win that game. If they go in like we talked about, if they go in 2-4 coming out of the bye, they then get. I think they're at San Francisco and then they're home for the Bills. They could be looking at 2-6 in the face. You know what I mean? Because I don't think they're going to win either of those straight up. The way they are right now, no T. Higgins, right? Even if Jamar Chase goes off, I'm not sure if the Bill. I don't know if they have enough to beat the Bills. Even if Burrow's healthy, that's just my opinion. Okay, Broncos Jets. Oh God, Broncos. Wait. No, they're Carolina Panthers bad.
Yeah.
Jets, I guess we'll go Caleb Williams watch. They're still not a good team.
No.
But the Broncos, dude, I don't even know how to explain the Broncos. Like everyone thought Sean Payne was going to figure it out, and I don't know what's up. It's just like
it's nice to see Breece Hall go off. Kind of people have been waiting on Breece Hall to, just get 20 plus carries and see what he can do with it. Yeah. So that's good to see.
I just don't know. It's just difficult. I don't know. It's just nuts, especially with the Broncos. I don't even know what to say about them.
When Samaj P. Ryan is your leading receiver, then there's probably something wrong.
I mean, Samaj, unfortunately, I had to start him in our fantasy league because I have no running backs. So he's one of the starters in my running back. I mean, I won in our league, but that wasn't because of that. I think that was because of Zach Moss, who was my other starting running back.
Bobby was talking all that trash, and then he lost to my sister. He was 0-4. That's pretty funny.
Bobby's been. I offered. What did I offer? He asked about Stroud because he had AR-15. Who's obviously on. He has Dobbs as backup, and he asked for Stroud, and I said I'd give him Stroud and like Rachaad White for either Saquon or JT plus Jamison Williams. And he said he might do that because he said that was the most fair offer he's gotten so far because everyone's
He's
been
shopping for a
asking for-
quarterback. He told me the same
I know,
thing. He said he was really
Yeah.
considering careers.
Yeah, and like I said, because everyone was like, oh, they wanted Saquon straight up for their backup QB, right? They were asking ridiculous offers and stuff, and of course, he's not going to go for that, obviously.
Yeah.
But,
But
and then he was like, what about?
Saquon-
And then he was like, what about Mahomes? What do you want to give for Mahomes? I'm just like, I don't even know what would be fair for Mahomes, honestly.
Yeah, he has asked me about Herbert, and I'm like, dude, it would take so much for you to get Herbert if I have to start
Well, it's not
Ryan
even-
Tannehill every week.
Yeah,
I told him like he needed like Saquon, JT, and Kamara probably for me to move off.
yeah, probably. Or like Keenan Allen, it'd have to probably have two of those plus Keenan Allen or something.
Yeah, it would have been ridiculous
For Mahomes. Honestly, I don't think there's anyone in the world that would actually trade Mahomes.
Speaking of Mahomes, let's leave them in Super Bowl for sure. Or no, we
Yes,
bumped them
dude.
down last week. I think we should put them back up.
Did we?
Uh,
No, we had him in Super Bowl. No,
Oh,
we had the Chiefs. Chiefs? No, we had him in
Yeah.
Super Bowl. Ow. Because the Chiefs played the Vikings, who I think they're in Caleb Williams' watch. I don't know if the Carolina Panthers bad because they've had a bunch of close games, and then obviously there was those controversial
Losing-
penalties. Yeah,
losing
the
definitely puts them in tank mode.
Oh yeah, no, I think if he's out, I don't think they're gonna be able to re-sign him. I think he's gonna want to trade, or he's gonna walk after this year or whatever. Potentially.
Just like
Um,
Stephon Diggs.
The Vikings last year set an NFL record for most wins, most one-score wins in a season. It was like 11, and now it's all fully reversed. They've lost
Yeah.
every single game by a single. And I think the only win they have is I don't even know who they beat. Who did they even beat? Wasn't the Broncos? Was it the Jets? I don't even remember.
It was the
Okay,
Panthers.
It was the Panthers, and no, that was also by one score because it was 21-13. So so that was still by one score. So Cowboys, division for now.
Yeah, we'll drop.
Or do you want
them down.
to? Well, what did we have in last week? I think we still have in the division.
I mean, they are 3-2
No,
though.
we have a Super Bowl, but like there are two losses. Well, I mean, okay, not the Cardinals, but I honestly think 49ers are the best team. I think we'll find out when they play you guys, but I don't think you're not going to beat them. Honestly, I think the 49ers are just an absolute buzzsaw offensively and defensively, and I think they're going to be the best team. And I think they should be the Super Bowl favorites, and I think they are the betting favorite now.
Oh, they've been the
That's-
betting favorite since like week 2, I think.
Yeah. I think it's going to be these two potentially in the Super Bowl. Maybe Dolphins. We'll see. Packers, they're in purgatory. And Viking and Raiders, despite the win, I think they're still in Caleb Williams' watch because – how do we have that?
Well, I think getting Garoppolo really helps the Raiders. They are in a tough division.
Yeah.
They do have the Pats and the Bears coming up, though, next 2 weeks.
Yeah, but like McDaniels was trying everything in his goddamn power to give that game away, pretty much.
Yeah.
From what I saw. Meanwhile, the Packers now they're the Patriots of the NFC, right? They're finally getting to enjoy and see what it's like to not have a QB that's not a Super first ballot Hall of Famer right off the bat, right? And of course, now Packers fans, they're somewhere already been like week 5. They're like, oh, there's one I saw right from fanside.com. It's like, oh, the Jordan Love era is not the answer. I'm like, dude, he has 6 career starts. Like, relax. Okay,
Yeah,
you got to give him the whole
played
season.
well, like
you
the
got
first 3 weeks.
you got to give him at
Last
least half. You got to at least give him at least half this season, if not more. If by the end of the season, sure, you'll probably finish like 7-10, 6-11. I think. I don't think they're that good of a team, but if he puts up decent numbers, I think you'll stick with him. I think this is going to be more of a reflection of how good the season is, of how Matt LaFleur is as a head coach. Because I think I'm one of those people who thinks he was just carried by Rodgers and maybe wasn't actually the best coach because of how the playoffs went with him at the helm. And I think he's not actually that good of a coach, in my opinion.
Dude,
I think it was just his.
You see our comments. Jack Logan's asking for expectations. We'll get to our pick'ems here soon, but we can start with that one. You want to start with Pat's Raiders?
Sure, we'll go with Pat's Raiders. So yeah, let me go over to this real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up my
go
notepad,
to this.
and I'll save it.
Yeah, we'll
this
go to
time.
week 6 real quick. We'll share this tab, which is ESPN. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Oh, because I don't know why I couldn't figure out why our stream got taken down. Because I swore I thought we had it where it was. Why can't I pause you? Come on. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, I'm gonna rock with
There
the
we go.
Raiders for this one. Jack, it seems like you're a Pats fan, but
He is a
it's
Pats
gonna
fan.
be
Yeah.
it's gonna be low scoring.
No. Pats
most
Raiders don't play
likely.
this week. Wait.
Yeah,
Oh no. Wait. Why?
you're on week 7.
That's so weird. I don't know why it's being like super slow and it's not loading for me. Why is it not loading for me? Week 6. Come on. What the hell? Come on. Oh my god. This is just painful. My laptop's
You're on
so
it now.
bad. Okay. My laptop's so fucking bad. And now I'm back to week 5. What the fuck is going on? See?
Stop clicking it so many times. Just
I
click
know.
it
I
once.
need my computer like fixed. I need to take it somewhere. Yeah, Pats Raiders. Yeah, let me see what Lucas gave. Let me see this. See, he also sent that in.
You can go to
So
the
you're
Colts
taking-
Jags game for $33.
Nice.
That'd be fun.
So this week he's taken the Raiders, and I think it's a clean sweep. I think we're all taking the Raiders. Sorry, Jack.
Dude, honestly, if we're
we were
all
saying
taking
this-
the Raiders, I'm gonna switch it up and go with the Pats.
Fuck
If
you.
both
No,
of
wait.
y'all are
Actually, wait. Let me see who I have in my pick'ems that I actually do like real quick. So I have that, and I can see what I picked.
I think Mac Jones has a good
Yeah, I took the
game.
Raiders.
You
I took the Raiders. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mac
so-
Jones needs a bounce back game. I could see it in the script, him bouncing back and having a decent game.
The script. Okay, cool. Let's go from the top. Broncos Chiefs. It's Chiefs all the way. Broncos have not beat them since 2015. I think it's like 15 or 16 straight.
Yeah, we don't even need to talk about that.
Yeah,
They're gonna
okay.
run all over.
And then now the last thing, and now the last, I was going to say Thanksgiving, the last London game, Ravens at Titans.
I want to go with your Ravens, but y'all are looking awful. So I'm
Titans
starting
ain't
to-
looking much better. Yeah, Titans ain't much
Right?
looking better.
Yeah, but they never look good. You guys are like supposed to look good. So
That's fair. That is fair. Yeah, I'll take the Ravens. I hope they've learned their mistakes, hopefully from their last games and from their last game they played in London, which was the worst loss they've ever had under John Harbaugh. They lost like 44-7 to the Jags. I think it was
no way.
Yeah, I think that was 2017 Jags too. So that was the year they went to
That was-
the
Oh,
AFC
that was when
Championship game.
They went to
Yeah.
They should have won that game.
Yes. Oh no, absolutely. Miles Jack was down. Was not down. And of course, Lucas is taking the Titans. He's backing his Titans all the way, tighten up, as he says. My question for you: when will you always pick your team? You know, even if obviously the Eagles are good, but like, is there a time where you're like, you know, if they were 2 and 3, would you always pick them, or would you like, you know, pick against them?
I would be smart about my picks, but like this year, I mean, unless we lose to the Dolphins and the Bills, and it looks like we have a clear sign of regression, I'll probably pick them every game, even against
That's
the
fair.
Niners. I think if
Yeah,
we
I don't know.
like beat the Dolphins, lose to the Bills, then I'll probably still pick us against the Niners. But We'll see.
Yeah, I think for me, it's just Ravens. They're just in a spot where I don't know yet. You know what I mean? Because they should I don't know. I don't know what to think. I think they're good, right? But they should be better. They should be 5-0. Really, they lost 2 games they should have won. But right, I need to see at least a few more games. Obviously, at this game, and then they get the Lions. I think these next 2 games will kind of show where they are as an actual team, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So that'll definitely help. Okay, Vikings at Bears.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Bears.
Lucas is taking the Vikings, and I'm also taking the Bears. I think Justin Jefferson, he is the best passing. He is the best FPF ranking or like passing grade for passes 20 yards downfield. He is the most completions and the most touchdowns on passes 20 yards down the field or longer. So I think they're gonna exploit it, and I think without Justin Jefferson, I just don't think the Vikings are gonna have this. And if they lose this game, it's full on, fire sale for the Vikings. You know what I mean?
We had a
Delaney
joke.
Hunter's
There's a Vikings fan at my work, and last year, he works. He's like the head of the kitchen. So last year during football season, he was always out and about, talking to everybody, all happy. And then this year, we haven't seen Aaron in a while. He's
been quiet. Okay, Seahawks Bengals. 3-1, right? They're coming off the bye. So
I want to rock with the Seahawks, but I think the Bengals can win this game.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
I want the Seahawks to win because I really hope. I just don't want the Bengals to be good, and I want them to suck this year.
Yeah,
and I want them to be 2-6, right? So I honestly probably will always pick against the Bengals, but I honestly think the Seahawks, especially Devin Witherspoon, is probably the best defender on the field between the two teams, honestly, now. And I'll say that easily. And I think without, Higgins, I think that's going to hurt Burrow. Both me and Lucas are taking the Seahawks, actually. Right. 49ers, Browns, just 49ers all the way, right?
Yeah, I think that's going to end up being closer than people think if Deshaun Watson plays. The Browns look pretty good.
He's not.
He's out.
That's what the expectation is. Not DTR. PJ Walker is going to start. So, yeah, that's the expectation. So, yeah.
Well, then I am going 100% with the Niners, and that doesn't even need to be a discussion.
Yeah, and I think we also can just easily take the Dolphins, right, at home against the Panthers.
Yeah, I hope the Dolphins do lose one of these stupid games. That'd be funny.
Why? You just don't like them, or?
Yeah, I'm not big on the Dolphins. I don't like how I treat them like I treat the Bills. I think they're just like these high flying, super pass heavy team. But the Dolphins actually have been running the piss out of ball this year, so
they're the number one rush attack in the league. Now that's obviously with Achane, but I think they can keep it up with Mostert. You know what I mean? But
Jeff Wilson's coming back, so that'll be he can fill in for Achane.
But I think Achane has shown even just these last 2-3 weeks that he's the best running backs they have. I think they definitely need him back. Jags, Colts.
I'm gonna go with the Jags. I think they looked really good in London.
Yeah, both Lucas and I are taking the Jags. Yep, that's a clean sweep there. Saints, Texans.
This is a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna not follow my heart, and I'm gonna go with the Saints.
My heart says I want to take the Texans, but I'm going to take the Saints. But Lucas is taking the Texans.
Okay.
He's taking the Texans, but I'll go with the Saints. I think their defense is really good, and they'll stop them. We already did Patriots, Raiders. I think we're all taking – no, you're taking the Pats, right?
Yeah, I'll take the Pats on that one. Are you
Okay,
writing down my picks too?
How about you write them down and just send them to me just to make sure. I'm scrolling. I can't do it all at the same time.
Okay. Yeah, I was just checking.
Yeah, I think it's just best if you just keep track of yourself and just send them my way.
The
Lions,
are
Bucks.
7-point favorites.
Why is that nice?
Under on that.
Oh yeah, they are 7-point favorites. So you're taking the Cardinals points, or you're taking the? Are you taking?
I'm not saying the Cardinals are going to win the game, but I'd say that they're not going to lose by 8 points. I think it's going to be close.
That's fair. Okay.
So
I'll take. Yeah, I'm taking the Rams. That's a clean sweep as well for all of us. Jets, Eagles.
Eagles.
I don't know why it's out of order. Obviously, Eagles. I am taking the Eagles as well. You forget the Eagles? Nope, you got the Eagles. It's a clean sweep for the Eagles. I think, at least at home, I'm going to say it's probably maybe – I could see it being like a less than 10-point win for you guys. It'll be maybe an uncomfortable win for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, the Jets' defense is still good. They just
do anything offensively. Okay, Lions, Bucks.
I'm going to rock with the Bucks. Mayfield.
Oh.
He's going to come out and light them up.
Yeah, Lucas and I are taking the Lions. I'm backing the Lions.
Yeah, the Lions are really good. I think that the Bucks are really good this year too. I think that they're underrated.
Okay, and then we have the Bills and the Giants. Now, are you taking this 14-point? Are you taking that 14-point?
I mean, it feels dirty, but no, I'm not actually. I would go under on that. I think with Saquon back, the Giants will actually be able to run the ball a little bit.
But it's Tyrod Taylor, not Daniel Jones, though.
I mean, Daniel Jones has played so bad, I don't even think it matters. Honestly.
That's fair. Okay. Yeah, I think that's a clean sweep for the Bills, though. And then Chargers, Cowboys, which I think this could be a shootout of a game Monday night.
Yeah, if the Cowboys defense doesn't show up like it did last week, I mean, this is going to be high scoring.
Lucas has taken the Cowboys, just for reference.
I'm going to go with the Chargers.
I'm taking the Chargers as well. Staley is coaching for his life, though. I don't think he's. If they don't make the playoffs this year, I think Staley's gone. Obviously, I think he should be gone.
Yeah.
And then the Packers and the Steelers he should have been gone after last year, after the 27-0, blowing that in the playoffs. Yeah. Okay, so that should be it. And so that wraps up week 6. It's kind of crazy. It's already that we're already halfway through the week, and it's really weird for me because I have Mondays, Tuesdays off. So like, come Wednesday, I'm already halfway through the next week. You know what I mean? Closing in on football again for college and NFL. Yeah, and once football season starts, the weeks just go fly by. It's so weird. It's so weird. Like, we're already at the halfway point of the college football season as well, which is really sad for me. I enjoy college football quite a lot. Okay.
Enjoy it while it lasts. Don't think about it while it's gone.
So, thank you for sending that. So, but that has been it, guys. We will be back for the normal week 0 tomorrow night, doing our pick'ems for week 7 college football season. And we will see you then. We will see you back here next Wednesday for our reaction to week 6 of the NFL season. And we will see you guys then.
Peace out.